This is Devin Schott of Fast Play Sports here with Brett Colby, head coach of the Kokomo Wildcats. Coach, we just concluded the last practice of the regular season. You allowed the seniors to stand up and speak in front of the entire team. What was the point of that?
We do that every year. It's their last regular season practice. They get recognized on senior night, which was a couple weeks ago, but I always let them just say something to the team, and they can say whatever they want. They don't have to say anything, but it's their last chance to really kind of speak out and do something special. A lot of them give words of wisdom to younger kids and freshmen, sophomores. Some of them just talk about teammates and coaches, and some of them do everything. So it's kind of a neat night. It always is kind of a special night. The last couple years, it's just been cold and raining on this night. I remember just sitting out there last year over there by that softball field because there wasn't a dry spot on this field. It was just a mess, a muddy mess, and just freezing cold rain. And this year it's just a beautiful, like almost a summer day out here. So what a difference a year makes, not only in the weather, but in the whole team outlook and the way we're approaching the postseason and everything. It's like the sun's shining on us right now. We feel it, and everybody feels good about everything.
You talk about team chemistry. How important is that entering this last part of the season and going into the sectional?
It's everything, Devin, and you know we don't have it some years. Some years we do, some years you don't. And it's something you can't coach into a team. Either they have it or they don't. And there's been a few teams I've had here that have had it. Your senior class had a lot of chemistry. You know, when you have just a plethora of seniors and they're all for one and one for all, it makes for good chemistry, and that's what we've got. And everybody plays for the team first, and you can see it when we're out there on the field. Lots of high fives, lots of helmet slapping, lots of people helping each other out, and that's a good thing. And like I say, you could try to preach it and try to help it along, but if they don't want to do it, if they don't want to play for each other, you can't force it.
So we got Richmond this week, last game of the regular season, a chance to win the NCC outright completely. 2-hour haul on a bus. How important is that, making that long trip to Richmond? I mean, what other special things do they have to do? Is there any extra sleep involved going with this kind of long trip?
Yeah. Well, it's more like 2.5, but anyway, we'll leave early. The game's at 7 o'clock start, and we'll leave at 2:30. We'll actually feed them on the way over, and we'll feed them our post-game meal on the way to the game, and then after the game we'll get them some pizzas or something to eat on the way home. And it's just a long night. We'll be back about 12:30 or so, 1 o'clock in the morning. The kids know it. Long bus rides are not anything that are uncommon to our kids, though. They've done them before, and they're going to do them again. And wrestling conference was at Richmond last year. It never stops. So, it's just one of those trips, you're going to have to make, and we'll deal with it. We'll get off the bus when we get there. We'll get loosened up, and we will let them sleep on the way over and just relax. They got a long day of school before they're here, and we'll get their bellies full, let them sleep for a little bit, and then we'll go play some football. We'll get off the bus ready to go. The roughest was 2 years ago when we had to go down there. Actually, it was 3 years ago when these seniors were freshmen. We had to go down there Friday. Got a thunderstorm come in right before halftime, and we were up 22-7, and came back on Saturday and got beat 26-22. And they came back and played hard, and we did not show up that second day. And going back, we got home late, about midnight, got up and had to leave early about noon, and did not play well that next day. And that's tough to ask of anybody, but hopefully the weather's going to be nice tomorrow. I don't see any thunderstorms in the forecast, so hopefully we'll get down there and get after them and play hard and get out of there with the win and get our bye week. And we need to heal up a little bit. We got some banged up kids, and we had banged up kids for quite a while. It's a physical conference this year, and we need that off week to get healthy.
Now, you talk about that bye week, still a couple weeks out from your first sectional week. Draw is already set. You guys got Muncie Central at Muncie Central. What are your thoughts about that draw?
Well, to be honest with you, it's the toughest draw we could have got. I mean, they're the second best team, I think, in our sectional, and I think we're the best team in there. It's ours to win. The funny things happen. We got to go play. I mean, they're not going to give up. You saw the game with Muncie Central here. We had a great offensive night. We did not play real well defensively. I thought we had a couple guys that really had their worst nights of the season that night, and there's a couple guys, 3 in particular, that that I called out on Monday at practice or in the meeting before we got started on Richmond, and said you guys ought to be real thankful you got a chance of redemption against a team that we didn't play real well against. Because you remember after that game, I wasn't real happy, and we scored 63 points, had offensive records of whatever, but I wasn't real happy after the game because I didn't think we played well defensively. And so we've got some things to work on next week, which is a great thing. I think going on the roads helps us focus in. I'm not upset about having to play them over at their place, because if we win, we'll play at home for the finals, and that'll be a fun night. And we're just going to take up one game at a time, though, and we got to go to Muncie, play hard.
That's head coach of the Kokomo Wildcats, Brett Colby. You'll see him and the rest of the Wildcats in action tonight here on Football Night. We are Fast Play.